Good evening, everyone. I would like to call the January 11th, 2024 regular meeting of the Moraine City Council to order at 6 o'clock. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen? Here. Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Daugherty?
Here.
Ms. Marcus?
Here.
Mr. Burchett?
Here.
Mrs. Witt? Here. Mayor Murphy?
Here. And now if everyone would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council has copies of the December 14th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Does anyone have any changes or corrections? Hearing none, the minutes are approved as submitted. Council also has copies of the reorganizational meeting minutes for January 2nd, 2024. Does anyone have any changes or corrections? Hearing none, the minutes are approved as submitted. And tonight we have a special presentation from the Miami Valley Academy's recruitment presentation.
How's everyone doing tonight? Good. So my name is Jordan Taylor. I met a few of you already. I am the marketing specialist at Miami Valley Academies. It's a small little charter school down the street, K through 8. So I just kind of put a little presentation together. Just the goal of this is to kind of, get us known a little bit. Maybe talk with some other people later about, possibly getting to know each other a little bit more, having some people in the school, getting partnerships with everybody. So that's kind of the goal for this. So like I said, I'm just gonna kind of go through, the who, what, where, when, why, hows, of our school. I don't really want to keep us all here forever, so we'll keep it as brief as we can. But so, like I said, we're K through 8 public charter school. We're located on 5656 Springboro Pike, right down the road. If you guys know where the subway is down there, it's kind of right behind it. We're kind of hidden back there. There's a couple signs back there to kind of lead us in that direction. But, we're trying to get people to know that, we're back there and stuff like that. We're all open enrollment as well. So we're always open for new students, and we currently have 116 students. And our main, our saying that we always tell our kids and kind of how we go off of is, soaring above our potential, right? We want our kids to know, you have a lot of potential, but we want you to go even higher than that, right? We want you to soar for the skies. So just our mission statement, the what of what we are. The mission of Miami Valley Academies is to provide a quality, lifelong education based on the individual, the opportunity, creativity, community pride, and belief in each person's ability to learn. So, we kind of break it down for each individual, right? We give them the opportunity. We really like to strive in the community, which we'll get into a little bit later. We really believe that each individual, regardless of your background, right, they have an opportunity to learn. So how do we achieve, how do we soar above our potential, right? How do we achieve the goals we set out to be, right? One thing we do is kind of our instruction for each individual. We have really small class sizes. I think our biggest class is like 19, and that's just with grade level. Every grade besides 2 grades, it's just one class. So we have one teacher assigned to each class up until middle school, where they kind of rotate just like a normal middle school would with, your different classes and all that kind of stuff. I've actually been in some of the classrooms before subbing. I have a sub license, so anytime, there's a teacher out, I'll hop in a classroom, sub a little bit. Of course, we don't have many kids, so, I've had the opportunity to kind of sit in these classrooms. If any student needs help with any kind of thing, they can come up to me. I'm always open to them. And, I've walked through assignments with them before, helped them understand certain subject and stuff like that. So everybody in the building is always open to really get to know the individual. And then we also partner with businesses and organizations to kind of put on social events and educate our kids on things that they kind of need to know. Like specifically, we don't really have, your health classes like other middle schools, high schools do have. So we like to kind of reach out to other people in the community. Right now we have YWCA coming in and kind of discussing, healthy relationships, non-healthy relationships, why that's important for the kids to know. And then we also have the Montgomery County Education Service coming in and talking about cyberbullying, internet safety, that kind of stuff that, we don't really have the teachers that can teach them that. We don't have the classes that can teach them that. So we kind of, just make sure they get that information, from a different source. We also offer volunteer opportunities for the students. We got to get them in the community, kind of seeing how they're seeing different stuff, right? We kind of, sometimes we'll reward the students. They'll get to leave class during the day, go out in the community. I know recently, in the picture we have up there, we kind of partnered with our sister school, Riverscape, and we went to East End Community Service and YWCA, did some neighborhood cleanup, and we kind of just went within the building and just helped with whatever they needed. And then a little fun thing we do in the school, if anybody's familiar with the Ron Clark house system, it's a little bit like Harry Potter. We have 4 houses. Every Friday we have house meetings. We just started doing some competitions this year. Last Friday was our first competitions. Getting the kids involved and learning, how to work as a team, learn how to be competitive, learn how to, understand winning and losing and how that affects them and all that kind of stuff. So this brings me to being here today, right? I talked to some of you already, we're always looking for partners, right? We want people to know that we're back there. We want to, succeed as a school. We want to build as a school. And like I said, we're always looking for partners. We want you to work with us and grow us and yourself. We're always asking for donations. Our budget isn't the highest. We're a small charter school. A lot of our kids that do go there below the poverty line. A lot of those kids, we don't have a lot of money from the parents and all that kind of stuff. So of course, in my position, I'm always looking for donations, people to come in and help the kids and stuff like that. And what we can do specifically is we have a very spacious area to host, any type of events or any city events. So if there's any type of event that, maybe you guys want to put on, we have a big gym area. We're always looking for people to, it's always nice to have people come in and say, oh, I didn't know this was back here. I mean, a couple people that I've brought in just to kind of do some general maintenance stuff or, put a new sign in the building. Like, oh, I never knew this was back here. It's like, well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to let people know that we're back here. So that would be a big help as well. And like I said, our students and staff really strive to get a community. My goal in my position, I want us to have at least one community service thing a month for our kids or our staff to go out and do, so we can get involved in the community. People can know who we are, that kind of stuff. Any type of events we put on, right? Our partners more than welcome to come in. They can advertise themselves. They can kind of let people know who they are and work with it like that. And we always like to do some fun stuff for our partners as well. A couple times we've done coffee and donuts, in the morning or whatnot to celebrate. I know specifically, and I talked to a couple people about this already. I'm looking for people to do. We got a career day on January 30th, and I want to do subject-specific careers. So we have math, science, social studies, PE, and missing one. We'll come back to that. Yeah, subject-specific stuff. So I was, going to kind of bring it up to your guys' mind. I know a lot of you are involved in the city and all that kind of stuff. I was just wondering if anybody would be interested in kind of coming in for that social studies side. Just kind of open that up to you guys if anybody would be interested in that. I know we have, I've been kind of reaching out to some WDTN people. I know we got a meteorologist coming in, talking to the kids. I know the kids really like that. We got an anchor and possibly some journalists coming in and talking to the kids about that. So I think they'll be pretty excited for that. And, our partner over State Farm, Nikki, said she'd be interested in coming down. And then we got a librarian coming as well. So love to have one of you guys there talking to them. I think they'd really enjoy that as well. And that brings me to the part where I have to ask you, hey, give me money, right? So one thing I wanted to do when I started at this place is there was a need for athletics. And when I interviewed for the job, I was asked, because I have a pretty vast sports background. I coach high school football at Carroll High School. I went to school with this gentleman back here, Mr. Planner. So that's where we went. I coached high school football there. I played sports my whole life. And I was asked, like, if you ever thought about if you could create a basketball team here, could you do that? And that's kind of the process for that for a couple months. I think our plan is to launch next month. Right now, I'm just trying to get donations for it, get basketballs for it. We actually had, I think, a couple parents donate a few basketballs for us. And we've had, I mean, when I got there, the basketballs and stuff we had there were pretty beat up. So we got some brand new basketballs, which is amazing. And we're looking to get some transportation stuff because I know we struggle with transportation right now. And of course, just getting those jerseys online. So there is, I have a flyer up here with the QR code that's on there. If you're willing to give anything, we'd really appreciate it. Yeah, and that's going to conclude my presentation. I really appreciate you guys listening in there. There's all my personal information right there. That's my personal cell phone number. That's my email address. And of course, that is our website right there if you're just interested in just kind of seeing what goes on. So once again, appreciate you guys for listening. Like I said, if anybody's interested in coming in January 30th to, talk a little bit history, social studies side, what goes on in the city type stuff, we'd really appreciate it. We're definitely looking for someone that can do that. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Very nice presentation. And now we will go into reports. Finance Committee, anything to report?
No report, thank you.
Finance Director, anything to report?
No report, thank you.
Committee of the Whole, anything to report?
No report.
City Manager, anything to report?
I have nothing beyond the written report unless there are questions, Mayor. Thank you.
Law Director, anything to report?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Clerk of Council, anything to report?
Nothing beyond my report. Thank you.
And I have nothing to report at this time, so we will go into business.
Ordinance 2154-24, an ordinance approving amendments to the table of organization for employees of the city of Moraine and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance would approve an amendment to the city's table of organization to add a sergeant position for the police department. This is a budgeted item for 2024. I'm going to move to suspend the rules and allow the second reading and final adoption at this meeting.
You've heard the motion. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Darty?
Yes.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Ordinance 2154-24, an ordinance approving amendments to the table of organization for employees of the city of Moraine and declaring an emergency.
Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Mr. Darty?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 8012-24, a resolution authorizing the city of Moraine to accept the proposal of Jack Doheny Company for purchase of one 2024 bucket truck and accessories for use by the street division at a state bid price of $211,165.
This resolution approves the purchase of a bucket truck for the street division to replace an over unusable truck in the department. This is a budgeted item. Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Darty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 8013-24, a resolution authorizing the city of Moraine to accept the proposal of Key Chrysler Jeep Dodge Incorporated for purchase of one crew cab truck for use by the street division at a state bid price of $59,867, and further authorizing upfitting of said truck by Kalita Truck Equipment Incorporated for the total amount of $17,300.
This resolution approves the purchase of a crew cab truck for the street division to replace a truck that has already been disposed of. This truck would be used as another plow truck and is a 2024 budgeted item. Motion to approve?
You've heard the motion. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Darty?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Resolution 8014-24, a resolution authorizing the City of Moraine to accept the proposal of Palmer Trucks for purchase of two 2025 Kenworth dump trucks for use by the street division at a state bid price of $262,000, and further authorizing upfitting of said trucks by Kalita Truck Equipment Incorporated for the total amount of $236,200.
This resolution approves the purchase of two dump trucks for the street division and would replace two older dump trucks. This would update the fleet of trucks used for snow emergencies, and it is a budgeted item. I'll make a motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Witt,
Yes.
Mr. Burchett,
Yes.
Ms. Marcus,
Yes.
Mr. Darty,
Yes.
Mayor Murphy.
Yes.
Resolution 8015-24, a resolution authorizing the City of Moraine to accept the proposal of Deere and Company for purchase of one 2024 John Deere tractor for use by the street division at a state bid price of $87,090.75, and further authorizing upfitting of said truck by Dexter Company for the total amount of $21,420.
This resolution allows for the purchase of a tractor for the street division to replace an unrepairable tractor. The new tractor will have the previous mowing decks installed on it and is a budgeted item for 2024. Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Darty?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes. Do you read that? Because it's a voice vote.
The voice vote, there was just discussion.
There's discussion on whether you want to request a
Yes.
hearing or not.
To request a
Yes,
hearing.
hearing or
What you
not.
need to do.
Yeah.
Is there anybody has any, thing against it, or?
We heard back from the police department who said they had no objections. I'm not sure about fire or zoning.
Do they have a liquor permit now?
They do not.
No.
This is a
This would
brand
be,
new one.
and this is the facility is still owned by Fuyao. However, this is a separate entity coming in and running the restaurant.
So where are they getting the new one?
That I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see it as a Trex.
No, it's not
So
a
maybe-
transfer,
is
it's
it
a
a-
new permit. I believe under this 5I, D5I, which is what they're applying for, I believe that's a brand-new one.
Yeah.
Because it's a
Right.
restaurant, and I think, I'm not an expert on the liquor transfer, but I don't believe they can transfer that one. So I think that's why it's a new one.
Right, and it's just, for on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For the
It
restaurant.
doesn't leave the
Right.
property.
I think they can do it, and I'll have Chief verify that. I think, for example, if they were to buy a bottle of wine, they can still, seal it up and take it if they don't finish it, correct? Yeah.
But they can't drink it on the property.
No, they,
Outside.
While they're having dinner
While they're having-
or
yeah.
lunch, they could drink on the property. Yes.
inside the
It has
restaurant.
to be
Inside the rest-
the
yes,
restaurant,
correct,
not
yes,
outside.
yes.
Yeah, just like a regular restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you have a D class permit, you can sell carry out style also, the vast majority of the time. So, someone asked about the previous liquor license. It just expired and they let it go. It's been a long time ago. I don't know why. I mean, those things usually have a value, but this is a new permit, so.
think it's because the restaurant was closed for a long time, and they just
But usually
decided to
the
reopen
owner
it.
can continue to hold those
Right.
or sell those. That's how you deal with the Trex process, where you're transferring from one location to another in the state.
That's why I wondered how they got a new one. So it's not
It-
actually.
It's
one-
not adding any additional to the city.
Okay.
It may very well be renewing the expired one.
Okay,
Is
that's
what
what I
is
wanted
what
to
I'm
make sure.
assuming, yes.
That it wasn't adding the new.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So if nobody has any, then we're okay with this, with it going through.
Well,
Do you
you-
want a
you-
voice vote?
Just need a motion to not request
I
a
make a
hearing.
motion
request, right.
that we are not requesting a hearing on it.
Mayor Murphy,
Yes.
Mrs. Witt,
Yes.
Mr. Burchett,
Yes.
Ms. Marcus,
Yes.
Mr. Doherty,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Allen.
Yes.
Okay. We have no other people in front of council, so we will go into any other business. Fire Department, anything to report?
Nothing to report, ma'am, thank you.
Police Department, anything to report?
No report, Mayor, thank you.
Building and Maintenance Department, anything to report?
No report, ma'am, thank you.
Street Department, anything to report?
No report other than thank you for the approval of the items for the street department. We greatly appreciate it.
City Planner, anything to report?
Yes, just one item this evening. Just want to give an update that Montgomery County is planning to do some work on the water supply line over at Moraine Air Park. This is the same one that supplies the Miami Shores neighborhood. In doing so with this project, they will need to cut off water supply to the Miami Shores neighborhood. In order to alleviate this issue, they are going to try to redirect water from other areas, in which they're going to have to construct a pressure reduction station at the corner of Vance and Dwarf, where there's already, there's a water station right there. So we'll be in the right of way. They plan on getting this done by hopefully late February, early March to get that all completed. But this is to ensure that there is adequate fire suppression flow and water to the neighborhood while they do construction over in the Moraine Air Park area. So just want to give an update on that in case residents ask about if there's, what construction's going on over there. But probably another month or so, they should get that going. Other than that, I have nothing further. Thank you.
Do you know how long it's gonna take them? How long the water's gonna be shut off and we're gonna redirect it and all of that?
That I am not too sure of. I do know that with them adding this new pressure reduction station, if something were to go wrong in that neighborhood in the future, they can redirect water again to that neighborhood, make sure it's always
It's like
a
an extra
good water
security
supply
line.
over
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Well, I just wondered how long they were planning on.
We can find that out. We can ask them how long it would take to construct it, and then also running through the airport, how
Right.
long that project is.
Okay,
We can acquire.
thank you. Parks and Recreation Director?
I am sorry, but I don't have anything to report tonight. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
So surprised.
Well, you can tell we're starting a new year.
I thought we could always depend on him to have something to say.
Really?
Don't give him too much time. He's thinking of something.
City Manager, anything further to report?
I have nothing, Mayor. Thank you.
Law Director, anything further to report?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Finance Director, anything further to report?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Clerk of Council, anything further to report?
Nothing, thank you, Mayor.
Miss Allen, anything to report?
Yes, speaking on behalf of the Senior Citizens Club, I'd like to thank Brent and the Recreation Department and the city for all the new furniture we're getting over at Civic Center. We're going to enjoy that very much.
Yeah, if you get a chance, go over there. Dia's worked pretty hard on, with this company to get some new things, new furniture and all that over there. So if you get a chance, go over there and check it out. Thank you, Laura.
Is that all? Okay. Miss Marcus?
I just want to remind everybody that January and February is the coyote mating season. So please keep an eye on your pet. And coyotes can go over proper privacy fences. They said they could scale a fence 12 foot high. So don't believe that. Keep you safe. Just keep an eye on your pets. Be aware. 12 feet? That's what it says.
Miss Webb, anything to report?
Yes, my family used the Payne Rec Center on Saturday. And I would encourage all Moraine residents, anyone in the listening area, to use our Payne Center, our Civic Center. They are amazing venues and so much cheaper than any place else that you would rent. So I'm encouraging people to use our facilities for weddings, receptions, birthday parties, whatever, because they are super nice and you won't find a better staff than what we have. So I would like to thank Brent again for all that he and Dia did. I also like to encourage people with this cold weather coming to keep our police and fire department in your prayers, because they're going to be out in this brutal cold and they need all the protection they can get. Thank you.
Mr. Burchett, anything to report?
I have no report, thank you.
Mr. Dougherty?
Oh, just, I was able to attend the movie night hosted by the Parks and Recreation on December 15th. Appreciate that, Brent. It was a good time. Was able to take my daughter, and she ran all over that gym, and it was a lot of fun. So I really appreciate those things. And that's it.
Mr. Miller?
Nothing tonight, thanks, man.
I have nothing to add at this time, but I would like to thank the Miami Valley Communications Council for broadcasting this meeting live, as well as any future rebroadcast. This regular council meeting is adjourned at 6:26.